So today we're actually going to be stripping the engine bay down on the SRT. I want to get it ready for paint because the guy before me painted it this ugly gray color I'm not a fan of. He should have just left it the factory e-blue color, and since he did that, now that's just one step in the build that I have to basically get done. So he really didn't mask anything off. As you can see, like, there's a bunch of overspray on the subframe, on the brake booster, everything. It's just hideous to me. So I got to pull the front bumper out. I got to pull the headlights out. I want to get the fenders pulled off. I want to get maybe the subframe pulled out. I am not entirely sure yet. If I do, it will be getting repainted. I'm getting all new control arms, inner outer tie rods, all that. I'm going through the steering rack, make sure that's still good. I'm going to be deleting the power steering cooler. Just get rid of all that. I got to pull the fuse box harness out, as well as swap dashes from this car to this car. So this is the dash that came out of this car. As you can see, it's not on there anymore. So I have to pull the dash. I have to pull this dash, put it in this car. I got to swap these mirrors, as well as, I think that's it. So I'm gonna start just getting this knocked out. I have a lot of work to do. I do want to get this build done. Like, I just want to get the whole entire car done by next year. I know it is about to be winter time, so I have like maybe 6.5 to 7 months to just knock this car out. And it may seem like a long time, but it's just money-wise and just getting everything done in time. Like, I know the most expensive thing is going to be getting the head built and all that. So if I could find time to just throw money away, which I have been, to get the head sent out, then that way it'll be perfect, because that'll basically just be the last piece of the puzzle. I already have my slicks. I picked these up for a really good deal. They are Rotiform wheels with Race Master, I believe, Mickey Thompson's. But these are 24.5 by 8.5 slicks. I picked these up for a really good price, and they're basically brand new. You can see how deep those dots are. So I did test fit these. These are 15 by 8 and with a 24.5 by 8.5 slick, I believe. So they look tiny compared to my buddy's slicks with the boosted Coyote. These are his slicks. These things are beautiful. But if you match my slicks up compared to his, it is a world of a difference. So look at that, is ridiculous. So I mean, front wheel drive against rear wheel drive, I mean, they're nothing I can do. So yeah, so these are the slicks that I bought just recently. There is a bunch of other parts that I have picked up. Literally my room is just filled with parts. And like, I'm redoing the whole entire fuel system. I got everything for the built motor, basically. So I have everything, almost everything, to build the car completely. It's literally getting everything: coilovers, fuel cell, big ass pump, big injectors, fully built motor, fully built head, wheels, slicks, skinnies, everything, you name it. I just want it to be like a nice, not really street car, but something that I can just have fun in on the street, but also run the time that I want on the track. So I plan on making a lot of power with this car. I've always wanted to build an SRT. Just like I said, I sold the other one because I was basically done with that car in general. There was no need for me to put any more money into that shell. And this build just kind of fell in my lap. So the price that I got it for, with the parts that it came with, it was just, I couldn't say no. It would have been dumb for me to say no. So I'm gonna set you guys up. Enough of me talking, and I'm going to get this front end hopefully completely stripped, engine harness and all, by the end of the day. So enjoy this clip. Boom. All right, so I got both the fenders off, which is nice. All right, so I got both front fenders off, the bumper's out of the way. I got the fender liners out, which these are a piece of crap. I honestly might just throw those away. I got the hood off, and then, oh, here we go, boom. So this is what I'm working with. So I have to get all this sanded down and painted. I'm probably just gonna do a black engine bay, like a complete black engine bay, and then do, because I want to do a whole carbon fiber front clip. So since this hood needs were cleared pretty bad, as you guys can see, that is terrible. I'm probably, instead of just me paying the couple $100 to have someone re-clear it, I'm probably just going to get that wrapped, as well as try to find a new bumper with crosshairs. So if any of you guys have a bumper that you want to trade with no crosshairs, I'll of course throw in cash. If not, I'll probably just give this to my buddy Mikey for this car, because he wants to find an SRT bumper. So if I can find a decently clean bumper with the crosshairs, because the guy before me cut that out, that'll be nice, because I want to get that carbon fiber wrapped. I want to get the hood carbon fiber wrapped, even though it is carbon fiber, but I just don't want to spend the money to get it re-cleared. I want to get carbon fiber fenders, so I want to have a whole carbon fiber front clip, as well as a carbon fiber trunk. So now that I got the fenders off and all that, I'm going to start with trying to get this harness out, which it does unplug from the bottom of the pedals. So I have to crawl all up inside and go underneath the dash and hopefully be able to unplug most of the sensors and then just fish it through. If that's the case, then it should take me like 10-15 minutes, if that, but it's probably gonna turn into an hour. But for you guys, it's just gonna be a few seconds. So I'm gonna start with maybe taking the seats out, or at least the driver's seat. I'm not 100% sure yet. These floors are really dirty. I haven't power washed them yet. As you can see, my pants are just filthy. So this is just from like lightly leaning on the ground. So I don't want to get all this dirt inside the car, even though it probably is going to get stripped. I do want to take all the sound deadening out and all that. I want to take as much weight out of this car as I possibly can. So I want it, and then I want to put the carpet and everything back in. So it may look like a stock, interior car, but really it's like fully gutted and you really won't be able to tell. So just like I said, I got a lot of plans for this car, and that's definitely one of them. So if anything, I might put the wheels on the silver car and then roll this out the way so I can open up these doors all the way. If not, I do have enough room. So yeah, let's start by going under the dash and pulling these sensors out. All right, sorry if it looks terrible in here. The lighting isn't the greatest, so I'm honestly kind of scared to tackle getting this fuse box harness out, because the previous owner just went in and wired in a bunch of stuff that is just no bueno. So apparently he tried to wire in some type, let me get this light, wire in some type of like underglow, which is like, dude, seriously? So there's like some switch panel down here that's wrapped all up under here, and I have no clue where he wired it to. There's a bunch of wires under here. Like, what in the hell is this? Like, what? Another switch for what? So I have to go through and pull all this rat nest out. He tried to run, oh my god, he tried to run a fuse box harness, which is, or not, I'm tripping. He tried to route a subwoofer power wire, which, like, come on, dude. Routed it all through here, through the door. Like, this is just ridiculous. And it goes all the way through the car, like underneath the carpet, all the way to the trunk. And it's just, this is ridiculous. So I'm going to try to get this out, and I'll update you guys then. All right, so this is what I was talking about by what I meant about him installing some lights. So this little light bar was just chilling, zip tied to the seat bracket over here. So I just laid the seat in the back. I'm not gonna pull the interior today, but I do want to get most of this wiring shit out. And I mean, at least I'm making, you know, some of the money back that I spent on this car. So I got what, 76 cents. Sick. Anyway, so I want to get all this wiring pulled out. Like, this wiring's going under this like little center console right here, and then I want to pull all this out. Kind of crazy that all these plugs are unplugged, so it looks like he's been messing around with this for quite some time, and I have no clue what he did. So yeah, I mean, it's a Stay Straight with Toys, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, I'm gonna just get back to what I was doing and pull this harness out. All right, well, finally got this guy's rat nest out that he somehow wired into the car. He put neon lights all in the interior, which I'm not a fan of, and they were just zip tied everywhere. There was actually at one point in time where one of these lights were held on with like the plastic little twisties that they have on fucking bread. So, I mean, this guy took his time to, you know, try to tuck everything, but it's just, it was such a mess, and it just wasn't done right that it's like, I mean, I'm pulling everything out. Like, I'm literally going through this whole entire car, make sure I get everything done right and, you know, as proper as possible. So I'm making a lot of progress. The fuse box harness isn't quite there yet. Well, actually it is. So when I looked underneath the dash, all the plugs and connectors were disconnected. It's kind of like he took it out before, and then before he was getting ready to sell it to me, he kind of just shoved it in there. So I didn't plan on taking it out, but seeing as he hacked this harness up to wire in HIDs, I wanted to get a new harness anyways once I seen that. And there has been a few part outs going up for sale, and I'm trying to find a decently priced harness that isn't hacked up or anything like that. So still trying to find a harness for this, and I'm making a bunch of progress. I have the dash almost completely stripped. There's only a few more screws that I have to take out in order to pull the dash out, like the airbag and all that on the passenger side. So once I get all that done, the dash can come out, but I'm going to start focusing on trying to get this harness out. If I have to take the dash the rest of the way out to get to the harness, then so be it. But I've only been working on this since, I think it was probably like 30, 35 minutes so far, and I've gotten a lot done. I got all his wiring out. I got the dash almost completely out. I got the driver's seat out, the cluster out, the back seat out, and yeah, so I'm just going to start ripping the rest of this harness out. It's everything's disconnected. Like, I could probably just honestly, oh, hold on. Yeah, it's like almost out. So I'm just gonna go ahead and go through it and just try to pull the rest of it out. It's just, this guy literally went through everything and just hacked everything together. And I mean, if you're gonna do something right, especially when it comes to wiring. If you're not good at wiring, have someone else do it, because then people like me that buy your car thinking, oh yeah, you know, this is gonna be really great, turns into a big shit show. But I mean, it just makes you love the car even more, especially when it's done. And I know I did this before with a red car where I fully gutted it because I was gonna make it a race car, and I ended up parting it out because it's just the front end was all smashed. It was in a wreck. The rear end ended up being all bent in as well from being in a wreck. The rocker panels were rusted underneath the side skirts, and I didn't know that. So it was just, that show alone wasn't worth it. I ended up parting that out. So I know a lot of my buddies gave me shit about that, but I mean, you do what you want with your car. It's your money. You spend it how you want. Don't let anybody else, you know, tell you how to, you know, build your car, or don't let anybody, you know, try to run your life at all. So you build your car for you, and you only. You don't have to get an approval from anyone else. So yeah, I'm just gonna get this fuse box harness out, and we'll be good to go. There it goes. All right. So, come on. There it goes. All right. Finally got this harness out. This thing has been fighting me like crazy, but I finally got it out. Just like I said, nothing inside was connected. All these that connect underneath the dash was not connected at all. So, just like I said, I got to go through this whole entire harness. I'm not going to get rid of it. I'm going to keep it for extra parts and all that and fuses. So, I have another fuse box at home with a bunch of fuses and relays, just in case if I need some. But I'm just going to keep this as extra. So, this is a lot of harness that I got to go through. And then, of course, towards the end, just like I was showing you, he tried to wire in a bunch of stuff for the HIDs, and just, it's all bad. So, finally got the harness out, which is what I wanted to get out. I got the fenders off. I got the bumper. Of course, I mean, it was already off. I moved out the way. I got the headlights out. The only other thing I can possibly pull out of here is probably the shifter cables. And then just other stuff like the throttle cable and all that. But I think I'm gonna call it quits for now. I'm probably just gonna call it a day. I worked all day, and you know, I came to shop after, which is nice because it's like only 20 minutes from my job. So I'm gonna be here. I don't want to say like every day, but if I don't have anything to do, I'm gonna be here working on this thing. So the more I work on it, the quicker I can get stuff done, and you know, the faster I can get this car done. So I think next we'll be pulling the oil cooler off, or not the oil cooler, pulling the power steering cooler off, plugging the holes on the rack so that way I can delete it and get rid of it. Pull the exhaust off, pull these shifter cables out, and then I think that'll be it. Maybe all the brake booster stuff, I'm not entirely sure. Probably, just so I can just make it as clean as possible, because I do have a Kinetic Creations tucked harness for this. I kind of want to try and shave down the bay and fill up as many holes as I possibly can. I'm not really good at like any type of body work or anything like that, but I'm willing to learn and, you know, teach myself that that's what it's about. And if not, I'll just ask for help from, you know, some people that I know that shave their bays down. So that's my plan. Pretty soon I'm going to be pulling out all the stock fuel lines and fuel tank, because just like I said, I do have a 10-gallon fuel cell that will be going in the trunk. And then I want to take the old fuel tank out and the lines and all that. It depends if I want to redo the brake lines, on if I just want to tuck those and just get those out the way. Even with the motor in here, you're really not going to be able to see it, especially because I do want to run a sidewinder manifold, and that routing on the side, I may have to relocate I may have to delete the booster anyways and just do manual brakes. So I'm still on the fence about that. I know I am going to be running a sidewinder for sure. I'm just on the fence of if I want to delete the brake booster or not. So yeah, well, this is it for today. I got a lot done. I pulled everything off that I needed to pull off. Fenders, liner, harness, that rat nest over there. And this is what I'm left with. So yeah. I guess stay tuned for the next video, and make sure to like, comment, subscribe, because just like I said, I'm going to be trying to create content as much as I possibly can. And if there's anything specific that you guys want to see or anything like that, just drop a comment down below. But make sure you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. So I'll see you guys later. See ya.